Sharafa Konya.
Hi guys, and you're welcome again to Larian Consult. Hey, are you guys excited? Have you been excited so far? You see all the experiences you've been packing in, you've been packing them. Just keep them because today's zone to shake you, to shake your chest. And today's program we have someone who needs no introduction, the energy goddess herself. Bisola, the person that Lagos State, Nigeria, Kwara, Oyo, everywhere have shown pepper and shake it. She's the one. Hi Bisola, you're welcome to Larian
Thank you for having me here.
I'm so happy. Thank you for being here. So today on Larian, we'll be discussing the topic, what being a people person takes from you. How many of you have experienced it? You know, you give your all into relationships, you push, you do this, do that, and at the end of the day, fine. So I'm going to be finding out what it takes from you and how you can deal with all of those issues today. Bisola, can you relate to this topic?
Me, Queen of Finish.
she's not Queen of Finish, so they've shown you correct shege.
Serious shege. At the headquarters. That's where I work.
So what does being a people person mean to you?
Well, basically it just means being available, being open, being the go-to person for everyone. Being someone that, you know, at every point in other people's lives, they know that you're there for them. They love you. They love having you around. They love getting your opinion about stuff, basically.
Oh, so she's human. Being a people person for Bisola is being human. Is showing humanity. Normal thing as God has called us to come and do. That is what it means to her. Okay. So Bisola, have you been in a situation whereby you felt like everything you've been putting in has not just been worth it in terms of relationship? And how did you deal with it? How did you cope?
Sharafa Konya. That's just what I'm going to say at first. Because, so I think in uni, yes, it was in uni, I was seeing someone for like 6 months. And, I was seeing my friend too. I was seeing both of us together. You know, I mean, it was funny in the beginning because when everyone was hinting that was happening, I just ignored it, that like it wasn't possible because she was very dear to me. She still is very dear to me. I mean, but you know, they finally told me that, you know, I'm the third wheel in the relationship and I should shift. You know, so it was quite painful, but I guess because of the kind of person I was, or still am, I didn't react the way a lot of people thought I was going to react. I was sad, but I wasn't angry, and I didn't hate any of them for it, you know. There were times he would need help, and I would render it. She would need help, and I would render it. I mean, it just means that he's not my husband. We move.
Wow. So how do you keep your energy up? I mean, how don't you burn out?
It's good. Actually, I'm not joking. It's good because things happen and I want to cut people off. I don't want to be available for people anymore. And God just reminds me that He gave me the kind of heart that He gave me, more like for service, not necessarily because I'm supposed to get anything in return. It's just the kind of person that I am, to be there for anyone who needs me to be there. So Jesus just, you know, helps me to refuel.
He does it.
He does the pumping
You're going
back.
to make me cry on this
Don't cry,
on this show because it's getting emotional. It's getting.
Don't cry, oh.
Wow. So Bisola, do you think being a people person is a blessing or is a curse?
I think it's both. It's both because at times where you need people to come through for you, you realize that the amount of people that are coming is very minute compared to how you come through for them. You know, I started something somewhat of an NGO in February, and I know for a fact that other things that my friends have done or people around me have done, I have put in effort. But I can say that there's just been very little, maybe like out of 50 people that I've come through for, maybe like just 10 people have constantly been in the picture every time I needed help. You know, I needed donations, I needed support for my NGO. And at first, I wanted to reevaluate the people that I have in my life and just maybe cut a few people off. You know, there are times where I would rant on Snapchat. If you're on my Snapchat, hey, I would rant about, you know, people not coming through for you when you need them. But I just realized that people are different and people see things differently. People value things differently. If I value something in a certain way, I don't expect, or I shouldn't expect someone else to, you know, hold it in the same standard. So
less than 5 minutes into the program, I'm already picking so much. I'm already picking words that are enough to keep you strong. Thank you so much, Bisola.
Oh, welcome.
I want to know, what are some things you could do before in relationship and friendships that you can't do anymore?
Ignoring things. I used to ignore things a lot. I used to, you know, because I had a friend who said like a good relationship or a good marriage involves a blind wife and a dead husband. I'm not blind again. I've gone to buy glasses, as you can see. As much as I wouldn't attack the situation, I will address it, no matter how uncomfortable. I'm not a confrontational person, and I think that's the reason why a lot of people have, you know, taken advantage of me. And I'm learning to speak up about stuff that isn't great with me, things I'm not comfortable with. It's hard, you know, because for so long people are used to doing stuff and getting away with it without you speaking up about it, and now you're saying, oh, I don't like the fact that you slept off without saying goodnight. I don't like the fact that you did this, or I don't like the fact that you did that. You know, it just takes another mature mind who is open to conversations to actually have smooth, you know, confrontations. But yeah, that's it. I chose not to ignore things anymore.
And has that been working well for you?
Yeah, so because now I don't even have to cut people off. They cut themselves by themselves. You know, by the time I say, oh, and it's even in the funniest ways. I don't, except you're my very good friend, you know that if I say things like, you didn't even call me, that's a joke. But I rarely do that with people that I'm just casually friends with. But I could ask that, oh, were you busy at so time? I was really looking forward to you coming or you calling, and then they go, oh, I was busy. Did you expect me to drop what I was doing? No, I didn't. Or, you know, just saying that you were not available could have solved this. And because it's not something they're used to me doing, I usually ignore stuff like that, you know, and now they're uncomfortable. So they cut themselves off and they move further. And I'm happy because, you know, you reduce the stress and the finish.
So how do you, it's also a personal problem for me, you know, personal question for me rather. How do you handle broken relationships? Like, does it pain you that you have lost this friend, even though the person fucked up? Sorry. Even though the person messed up, you know, does it?
Sometimes, you know, at different points in your life, you realize that, you know, someone who you fell out with would have been very, you know, efficient for something, or would have been very useful for a situation. But because you guys are not friends anymore, you guys don't talk anymore, the void is there, but it can be filled by someone else. It can be filled by yourself, and it can be filled by someone else who's around. You just miss the fact that it would have gone smoother, but it doesn't change the fact that it could still be done by yourself or someone else. So yeah, sometimes I miss people. Just yesterday I realized that I don't have so many female close friends, you know, that I could just call and cry to or speak to about things that are going on with me. But then again, I'm reminded of what I've seen in the hand of a lot of female friends that I have. So do I miss having a female friend? Yes. But do I miss them? I don't think so. I don't think so.
What would you say to a younger version of yourself?
You are the shit.
Bisola!
You are actually the goat, and they know. And they're messing with you because you don't know. Actually, like the moment I realized how much, I don't like to use this phrase, what I bring to the table, but the moment I realized how much I was bringing how much they were bringing, how much what I was bringing was what was sustaining the ship. It just made more sense why I should not allow C finish, honestly, because I might not be able to physically be there for you, but I try my best to follow up. I try my best to call constantly. I try my best to find someone who's going to be able to like take my space and get stuff done for you. And they won't do the same. So the moment I realized that, okay, you know what, I'm actually bringing more value than this other person, it just changed the game. So 11-year-old Bisola to 16-year-old Bisola to, in fact, 20-year-old Bisola, you are the goats. And they know. That's why they were using your eye to see things.
To say shege. So, giving and giving in relationships and friendships can be really, really draining and exhausting and stressful. But so that it's not be as if it's Anu and Bisola that have problems. It's like, let's, find out other people's opinion and see if they have also been stressed in a relationship or friendship or not. We'll be right back. Have you ever been in any relationship or friendship that has stressed you?
Yes, I have been in a relationship that have stressed me. Like being there for friends, and at the end of the day, you don't really get what you want in return. Being there for them financially, and when they get to the top, they never seem to remember you.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
I've experienced a very bad relationship from my in-laws. I gave her everything she wants. I was there for her anytime she calls me or she blackmailed me. She dealt with me. I almost lose my marriage because of her. I'm still begging God to give me the heart to forgive her. It's so painful.
Yes, I've been in one. In fact, I just currently got out of one.
No, because I don't have friends.
Like watching the first man who said things about financial, it brought memories of stuff that I've done. When I was in high school, I was I've always been a giver, like give, and I didn't used to think of, what was I gonna get back. So when I was in secondary school, my classmates knew that if they wanted something and it was in my power, I would give it. Money to buy food, money to buy anything, extra buy extra pencil. It got to a point they wouldn't ask me before going to my bag to take it. They would take it and then tell me.
Angry.
Yes, they'll take it and then tell me, I'm taking this thing. I hope it's not a problem. They know it's not a problem, but just to fulfill all righteousness, they'll go, I hope it's not a problem. And that went on for a very long time. I think that went on till I left high school. So I took that same behavior to uni. And my 100 level, the first relationship in my 100 level.
It's not like you had a relationship in 100 level.
Ha! Ojubibo! That man used my eye to see Pepe.
He was a man.
It was a man. He was probably like 21 at that time, and I was 17. He used to buy food for himself, and me. I was the side chick, mind you, for a lot of chicks. So he had a lot of girlfriends, but I was the constant side chick for all of them. Now, because he knew that I was naive, and if I didn't see something by myself, I wouldn't believe when people tell me. He would go. We had a Chinese restaurant in school. He would go there. He would buy food for himself and buy food for the babe, and then call me that he's stranded at Chinese.
Wow.
And he needs to pay. Now, definitely, by the time I get there, the babe has gone. I don't see the babe, but the bill is for two. So I'm just thinking maybe he ate food 2 portions. I did that for I think a month of the relationship. I was always paying.
Was not watch this video. Who was sponsoring you, please?
Forgive me and continue to give me pocket money. But I was always paying for stuff, paying for bills. We could go to the guest house to buy food, and I would offer to pay, you know. He would talk about, oh, he has a music project coming on, so he doesn't have money to do stuff, and I wouldn't mind to do it for both of us. Until when things just went wrong with the relationship, he became very manipulative, very controlling, you know, and I was like, Ado, they did not tie me to this man, and he did not pay
Right price.
So it's time for you to bear your daddy's name. Let me bear my daddy's name, you know. And then we broke up, and then he started telling everyone in school that after taking care of me, after footing my bills, after picking me from the gutter, and that one paid me fast. It's that gutter one that paid me. That gutter one, it really paid me. I'm tempted to call your name, but I want to let you know, don't do that again. Do you hear me? It's a bad behavior. But he was like, oh, after picking me from the gutter, I broke up with him because he had cancer. True, he had cancer, but that was not why I broke up with him. But he had spread the news to everybody that was willing to listen. And then one girl who didn't know that I was the girlfriend came to the cafeteria one day and was talking about it. She was like, his ex-girlfriend is such a horrible person. After everything he did for her, after paying bills, buying textbooks. My daddy must know what this is. They said they'll buy textbooks for your baby. After buying textbooks, doing stuff, she now broke up with him because he had cancer. Common cancer. And I was like, but relationship is not for better for worse. It's a relationship, and I'm the girlfriend, and that's not what happened, you know. And then after explaining what happened to her and there was a change in behavior, I just thought, I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to explain to anyone what happened again, because how do I explain to the entire school that, oh, he did not pay my bills, oh, he did not pick me up from the gutter. I won't pay me sharp, but he didn't pick me up from the gutter. There's nobody that ever picks me up from the gutter. I've never been in the gutter, and I'll never be in the gutter.
She has cleared herself now, so if the video should travel.
If you know the story, know now. In fact, it's the one that picked from gutter. Everybody behave. You get it? But
wow, it can be so painful. It is very, very painful. And one thing I'm enjoying from this session is the fact that Bisola here is backing up all our stories, all our points with stories, you know, so you can relate. You can relate with it very well. So please speak as many
and if you're involved,
values and points as you can.
Act right, behave yourself. Don't do it again.
Don't do it people. It's not good. Bisola, would you change? Would you rather change who you are?
I don't think so. And I don't think even if I ever want to, I don't think I'll be able to. Because it's just, I mean, I don't do things because of what I'm going to get in return. Fine, it'll be nice for people to show up for you as much as you show up for them. But I just feel like everybody's reward is in heaven, and I'm of the opinion and the belief, according to something that my pastor says, that you have to work hard in Chronos, you know, to be able to enjoy Kairos. You know, so you have to put in the effort. You never know what good will come out from your doing good. And because a lot of people are not used to seeing people do good, I think it's important for me to start, you know, the whole movement of doing good and letting people see that, okay, you don't have to gain anything from doing good. It just finds a way to come around for you.
Wow, thank you so much, Bibi. Thank you so much. Can you please just give a last word to people persons? You know, should they stop being human? Should they be wicked? You know, all
honestly, if you feel it doesn't serve you and you want to change, I won't stop you. Okay? But if you feel like you want to continue to be there for people regardless of how they don't show up for you, just learn to draw the line, the boundaries. You can always reduce your relationship, whatever, with anyone without it being that you hate them or anything. You could just step back and love them from afar. It's okay for your mental health. Love people from afar if it's needed. Yeah. Thank you so much, Bibi. Thank you so much. And I want to just say again that not all relationships have to end badly. You know, it doesn't have to. Like Bisola said, draw the lines and then you can love people from afar. If it doesn't work for you, please protect yourself at all costs. Nobody knows tomorrow, you know, but try to enjoy today and have meaningful relationships around you. And don't stop being human. Don't stop being human. Keep on doing good.
Thank you very much. Yes, and we have come to the end of Larian Consult. Today it was an amazing session. But before we go, you know how we do it. On Larian Consult, we advertise a. Don't be afraid. She's like, what are you bringing? What do you want to do to me?
Don't make me dance here.
On Larian Consults, we advertise a brand per show, and today I'll be recommending Crystal View Eye Clinic to you. The eye clinic in Ibadan. Yes, they do eye tests, they sell optical accessories and all of that. So please, their handles are going to be displayed here. Patronize them, check them out, visit, test your eye. Thank you very much. And please don't forget to follow Bisola on all social media platforms. The handles are going to be, yes. And please follow Larian on all social media platforms. Thank you for joining us today. See you next time.
Sharafa Korea.